Welcome back, yo. Welcome back. All right. So, welcome to episode 20 of part 10 of our chapter love, our love chapter. All right. So, this is named Abracadabra. Mistake done. It's not that easy, right? We're going to talk about mistakes. When you make a mistake, it's not like the mistake it just happened and bam, that's it, right? Like we move on, we don't ever make that mistake again. Like, no, to make a mistake, there were plenty of steps to get there, okay? Depends, of course, on the type of mistake you did, but to get to an action, there's a bunch of little steps process, right? There's a process to it. There's a bunch of little steps that you need to go through before you hit the action button. So this is not to be judgmental. This is not to say, well, it's not just a mistake because you did this. No, not at all. It's if you want to change your habits, if you want to try to right a wrong, right? Or not make those mistakes again, then this is how we do it. It's by changing those little steps that you took before hitting the action button. Okay? Button, sound British. All right. So based on my notes here, because I write notes, I already told you guys, but a mistake doesn't happen out of nowhere. There are steps to be followed. You first think. Remember, first episode of this channel is your thoughts. Again, we're hitting again on the thoughts. You think about it. Then you start kind of fantasizing about it. You start kind of making it work out in your head, right? And then you start to speak about it. You start to say things out loud. Like, oh, well, if I did go ahead and do this with him or her, or, they are very sexy, or they are, like you start talking, maybe to yourself at first, and then maybe to your friends. But now you are verbalizing. You are speaking out loud what was in your head at first, what was just a random thought maybe that came through your head. Now you're speaking about it, okay? After speaking about it, what tends to happen? You tend to press the action button. Because after talking about it, you've already kind of made it alive. You've already kind of made it a thing. You're saying it out loud, which means the next step is to actually act on what you're saying. Because right now, by the time you're speaking about it out loud, it's already made some type of root in your head. It's already made a little bit of a home in there, and it's cozy and comfortable in there. That's how thoughts work. So that's why if we want to get ahead of hitting that action button, you got to work on your mind, your thoughts. You got to slow it down and focus. What is going through my head a lot? Is it this? Is it that? What is it? Are these thoughts healthy? Are these thoughts okay? Are these thoughts showing who I want to be, who I am, right? So before getting to the action button, slow it down. If you see a thought that's coming through your head that you shouldn't be having because it's going to be a mistake, it's a big ass red flag, then what I do is I let the thought come and I imagine it as if it's just running through. Let it go. I even take a breath. I'm like, and I just release. And I'm like, nope, you are not staying in my head. I am letting you pass through. Because the thing is, the thoughts are going to come, right? So this is a lesson that I had to learn. At least I'm sharing with you what works for me and what has worked for me in the past too. Is I used to be so hyper focused on not having the thoughts that come to you, right? That are constantly red flags and trying to guide you towards shitty things or making mistakes or like being selfish or like, the thoughts are gonna come. And I spent so much of my time beating myself up for even having thoughts come through. Like, no, no, no. And I would fight it. And I'm like, I can't be having this. No, no, no. And I would like, you can't do that. The thoughts are gonna come. You can't stop them from coming. What you can do though is pay attention to it or let it go through your mind. So let it keep going. If that's a thought that you don't want it to make a home in your mind, put down some roots, and then eventually, you're gonna put some action into it, then you gotta let those thoughts keep going. So again, the thoughts are gonna come. You are the one in control. You get to decide, am I letting this thought make a home in my mind? Or am I letting it pass by? That's the most important thing. Stop fighting the thoughts. The thoughts are gonna come, okay? We're all tempted. We all make mistakes. We're all tempted to make mistakes, right? We're not perfect human beings. We're selfish. We think about ourselves only a lot of the times. And don't beat yourself for that, okay? Just catch yourself. If it's not something that you want to do, if it's not something that goes with your moral code, catch yourself before you hit that action button. And you can. It's just about being honest with yourself about the actions, about the thoughts that are coming through, and that you're letting it just stay there. Okay? All right. Now, after we're able to go ahead and slow it down, don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed that those thoughts either keep coming or they come at all. That's a big one right there. Because a lot of the times, the reason why thoughts actually make a home into our mind, is because we're too embarrassed to open up with ourselves. I'm having these thoughts. Those thoughts could be anything. That's why I haven't really given an example, because it could be so many different things. I don't know what you consider to be a mistake. Some people consider it to be a mistake to cheat, right? If you're in a monogamous relationship and here you are fantasizing about someone else and having sex with them, and well, of course that's not right. But you could be in an open relationship and that's not a mistake. So again, I'm not giving out specific examples because it all comes down to what you believe is a mistake, to your own way of living, to your own moral code. Like I said, in this channel, we do not judge. So you break it down to how it best functions and equips into your life. But at the end of the day, remember that you are in control of your own thoughts. Before that action button gets hit, that you press that action button down, there are steps that took you there. So if you're wondering, how did I get here? Slow it down. Think about the steps before. When did this thought start coming into my life? Was I doing a certain thing? Was I feeling a certain way? What? A lot of the times we make mistakes because we're lonely. So just think about it. All right? Sit with it yourself. Be honest. Be your authentic self at the moment, whoever that is right now. All right, guys. I believe in you. I know you can do it. Let's keep it going.